This is
Up
for Grabs, a podcast where three unfiltered friends talk about anything and everything. And now, here are your hosts, Tracy, Kim, and Rachel.
Welcome to Up for Grabs. I'm Rachel. I'm here with my friends Kim.
Hello.
And Tracy.
Hi.
Today, first I should say Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. I was thinking of something else alternative, but I couldn't think. So Happy New Year.
I think Happy New Year is just politically correct across the board.
Okay.
I was just trying to be aggravating.
Well, you are. So
Thank you. Accomplished.
Today on Up for Grabs, since we're celebrating 2022, all things 2022, we are going to discuss some goals that we would like to achieve over 2022, how we might go about achieving those goals.
Correct.
And then I think the fun part will be we get to judge each other and tell each other if we think the goal is for the other person attainable, or if we think that they're just
A little too lofty.
yeah, just to see if you're acting
Well,
crazy.
I'm not looking forward to this conversation.
But we also want to talk about why it's so hard
Yeah.
to keep a goal or keep a resolution, and why we hate setting them.
And I do. I'm the person that would say my resolution is that I'm not making any more but
Have a
really,
nice trip. See you next fall. Yeah.
you're so dumb. But that's really just saying I have no self-discipline to do anything towards my goals.
Well, I did find something very like an aha moment on online last night.
Oh, good.
I actually Googled why we hate setting goals, because I was like, I can say why I hate setting goals, but like, what does a professional? Well, this wasn't a professional response, but it was a good response.
Okay, let's hear it.
Goal setting, it's a constipated feel. Now let me explain. This is
Didn't
good.
see this going there,
No,
but okay.
this is good. It's straining. Sometimes it feels forced, and I don't do a lot of teeth gritting when I'm constipated, but that was one of the words that they used. That people don't like setting goals because of just the way that it feels. It feels just, ugh.
It doesn't feel positive.
It doesn't feel positive. And then one of the quotes they said, to kind of help making things happen instead of letting things happen. And I know that you can't live your life, well, I'm just going to let it happen. But when you goal set, it's almost like you're putting this pressure on yourself. It's got to happen. Like, if I don't hit this goal by this certain time, then book. And
Then I'm a failure.
We just need to find another word for it.
Well,
Like-
I want to now create a goal laxative. I don't know what it is, but I want to figure out.
To just make it smooth and easy.
I want to trademark that if this is on recording. I don't know if that's how I do it, but
Trademark pending, people. Don't even try it.
I'm just
Patent
saying
pending,
it
yes, all
really
of it.
is. It is. That's the feeling of setting a goal.
And is it that you don't want to do it, like it makes you anxious? And I also think that whenever anything is expected of me,
Yes.
I crumble. Like I can't.
And I guess that's
that's
where
why I don't expect much.
And that's where
Thank
the letting
God.
things happen instead of making things happen probably comes into play. Like, just don't put so much pressure on yourself.
Okay, one thing I saw, and maybe this kind of goes along with it, that I liked kind of a reframing of goals. Like my main thing is that I never usually achieve them. So there's a lot of failure that goes along with, I'm going to climb a mountain. I don't know. I've never said that. I'm never going to climb a mountain.
No.
But let's just say I did. I'm going to fail 100% of the time if I do that. But online, it gave me a little hope when it said, instead of saying that you failed at it, substitute the word learning, or that you learned from it. And it just says the more you fail, the more you learn how to bounce back stronger and quicker from what you're doing. Now, do you believe that, or do you just think the more you fail?
You might be reframing failure, but I don't know that that's a bad thing. I mean, isn't it still failure?
It is, but like they're saying you should want to fail a few, sometimes, because everybody does. But I mean, you should want to fail sometimes because everybody's going to fail, and it'll just make you more resilient.
So it's your outlook,
Oh.
right? Is that what you're saying? Like, it's how you see it. It didn't change.
No, it
the
didn't change.
substance of it didn't change.
You still failed.
but you see it from a different angle.
But
It's
I'm
like one of those pictures where like the shadow is a square one way and a circle the other because it's like a cylinder thing. Have you seen that? Am I making that up?
Yeah.
I'll send it to you.
Yeah.
It's a thing.
Okay, so it's just
It's perspective. It's all perspective. Everything is.
okay.
So instead, you could say it like, here's my list of goals, and I'm going to try to be better at this, or try to learn more about this. Not that you have like this goal and you're just going to crush it. I guess if they were goals like climbing a mountain, you couldn't just half-ass that. It's either you're going to climb it or you're not.
going to
You could only go halfway.
But if you had a goal that you were going to learn more about a specific thing, something that you wanted to learn how to do, you're learning how to do it. I think it's just the way, I think it's funny how your brain works differently than mine. And I know this, like you would say, I'm a failure, that, blah, blah. I don't even know if I really have any goals.
Well, that's why we're doing
Your
this.
segment should be very short today. Thank you.
I've talked about this a lot where, well, I don't know. I mean, like, not that I think that I do everything perfectly, but I had a really hard time when we get into this of thinking of what I would like to better myself. Is that really a goal? Like that kind of thing.
I struggle too, but because so many of my goals are ones that have been previously set and not achieved.
And you're afraid
So
that
I'm
it's
like,
just
really?
like,
Are
well,
you going to say that again this year?
Yeah.
I am.
So did you? Oh, you are.
Yeah.
So you
Oh,
didn't
no.
try to wipe the slate clean and start
No.
fresh goals.
No, well, there might be a few freshies, but yeah, basically it's the same shit.
Okay.
Stuff.
Well, yeah.
Over and over.
Yeah.
Well, Kim, I think that you say I don't have any goals, but you do, because I think that
I don't know if I say that they're goals, or maybe that they're just in better, like,
well, those are the same thing.
I know. It's
So
the
you
way
do
you
have
word
goals.
it. It's the way
Yes.
you word it.
And even if it's just what you consider small things, that's still a goal to be reached.
Yeah.
So I think sometimes you think, well, if I'm not going to say I'm going to climb a mountain, or I'm going to lose 150 pounds, or I'm going to, I don't know, just do something like outlandish, big, that it's not
That
even
it's
worth
not a goal.
saying,
And I
or
think
that
that's
it's not
where
a goal.
people end up just not doing it.
Right.
Like when I was online with my constipation, it said, why we never keep resolutions. And obviously it's obvious, but when you read it and you think to yourself, you're setting them too high. They're too lofty was the word that was used. They're overwhelming. You can't, like, people, especially with weight loss, people look at, I'm going to lose 100 pounds or I'm going to lose 50 pounds. Well, they want to lose that 50 pounds in a week.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's baby steps. It's not a sprint. It's like a marathon. And the biggest thing, and this kind of opened my eyes up to it as well, you're doing it alone, especially if it's an exercise oriented goal or whatever. But I think it's great that the three of us are going to share what our goals are, because we're not doing it alone if we're here to reinforce and to
Right.
support and to help each other.
And to nag each other.
And to
I'll
nag-
probably
and to
lie
mock
and tell
and
you
make
guys
fun.
I'm doing stuff I'm not doing.
Yeah. But yeah, so
Just
but
saying.
it's the same old thing. That's why I hate the word. I'm going to make it. I hate the whole resolution. I hate it.
Did you ever used to make them?
I think that they're maybe small ones. No, nothing.
No. How about you? Were you ever a New Year's resolution?
Of course.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't keep them, but I made them.
Right, but
I feel like we do that. We're
It was
Catholic,
almost
that we,
always weight loss.
that we do that
I'm
during
going to do the
Lent.
cabbage
Like
soup
you're
diet
giving up
for a
something.
month,
Yeah.
whatever. I don't know.
Yeah,
would
I
you do
just
that?
And it's going to work this time.
Yeah.
this time is different.
This time for sure.
I think it's also important, we were talking about, even if it's, I think starting with smaller goals is a better idea.
Yeah.
Because you do want to see some sort of results.
Some sort of success.
You got to have something.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you're not going to lose 100 pounds in a week. And that's disheartening for people that want to lose 100
but it's
pounds.
baby steps.
Yeah.
But if you said, I want to lose 2 pounds a week.
Mm-hmm.
And if you did that once, then you'd be
Then
like,
that would
okay,
work.
Then I
Well,
can do that.
I recently repeated something that I read to one of my kids, and it was, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. So just like you do anything, it doesn't matter how big the project is.
Exactly.
One little bit at a time.
Slow and steady. That's
Yes.
I like that phrase, and I've used that a lot in my life. It's slow and steady. It's like you can't rush things that are meant to take time.
I know, but that's what's frustrating, I think.
Yeah.
Because
More impatient.
Yeah, I
Oh,
want.
absolutely. Instant gratification, instant results. I mean, that's the world we live in.
Crazy.
that it's, you're going to watch a show. Well, the series better be on there where I can just binge all the episodes right then and there and get
I'm
it
not
done.
waiting for that.
Exactly. And I think that it goes into our daily lives as well.
Yeah.
So
One of my goals has to do with that.
Me too.
Okay.
So-
Oh
Let's
my
hit
gosh,
it.
this is so exciting. You guys have goals. Okay. So why don't we start, Kim, why don't you start with one of the goals that you have for yourself for 2022, and we'll go from there. We'll go around the table.
Okay.
So my first one, and it's kind of super fit. Well, I mean, it's not. I don't know what. I'm just blabbing. Getting tongue tied. Back to the instant gratification, watching the shows. I think over quarantine, I might have become a little obsessed with streaming services.
Yes.
Bad. And it's a nice distraction, but I think it takes away from other things. And I like my social media. I'm not a huge sharer of social media. I go through phases, but I like my social media. And I do find that during bored and downtimes, that's all I'm doing is scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. And I might think, well, this is a relaxing thing to do. Well, it's not. It's not relaxing. It's not relaxing to scroll through Facebook. I mean, yes, there are some nice things in it. There's not. But I need to read more. I'm
so mad you took one of mine, but go ahead.
You stole a goal.
So back in the day, the three of us were in a book club, and
We
and
reread.
we read, and
Yes,
it
we
was
did.
a healthy escape because your mind wasn't glued to a TV, your mind wasn't on your phone, and I want to like open up what I read. Like I like, thrillers, or I like this, but kind of read something that's outside of maybe something historical,
Right.
maybe something this and that. But I want to make a goal for myself and just start small. At least once a month, I'm going to read a book.
I like that.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Can you outdo that? What was yours?
I
Was yours
can't
2
outdo
a month?
It is, but well,
Well,
yeah,
Rachel, you're an avid reader.
I'm a slow reader. then.
yeah.
But
I'm always trying to read.
I could not. I need to do it, and that will distract me.
It will.
From the mindless things
Yes.
that my mind is probably giving me anxiety.
Yeah.
And
My
there's-
murder shows.
Yeah.
My idea. I mean, seriously.
think?
I mean, I need something that's a little
Those
more
fun murder
that's
shows.
a little more light.
Yeah.
So
Well, maybe if I may suggest for your goal, I really, really love Goodreads.
I've heard of that.
It's an app and it's a site,
Yeah.
whichever. But it can give you a lot of good ideas for books to at least just to start, and then you can you can save all the books that you think you might want to read. So then when you're like, oh my gosh, I don't have anything to read, and then you just go and look. Oh yeah, I looked at this book once sometime and thought it was going to
Yes.
be interesting, and
Yeah.
then you just kind of can go from there. So I highly recommend Goodreads, and
Okay.
you can follow other people. So you can see what they're reading and like maybe see their reviews of books and authors too. You can follow
Absolutely.
authors. So
Nice. It's really good.
No, that I will. That's what I will
and if,
do.
gosh darn, if we need to start another tiny book club right here, we'll do it.
I know. and it-
Consider it done. Because that's how I feel. We're
It's
done.
accountability.
And I want another trip, so it'll all work. It will all
It
work
nothing to
into
do with
that.
a trip.
Okay.
Yeah, when you read a
Darn
book, there's nothing more fun than somebody else that read it and you can discuss. It's like a movie or a show. Or did you
Right.
see that? Did you watch that? And
Yes.
that's what I mean. Yeah. So
Kim, I
you know,
think-
we could make we could do a monthly book pick on the podcast.
Ooh, write it
Ooh,
down.
I'm writing that down.
Not to come back to it later, but put it down anyway.
It's one of our goals.
It's one
Oh
of
my
our
gosh, we
goals.
have a goal.
Oh my gosh, I love it so much. Yes, let's do that.
Yeah, okay.
We'll give it in advance, and then we'll have a podcast about it. That's
The
exciting.
debriefing. Yes, I can't wait.
I just got so excited.
Would you like to be the person to pick our first book for January?
I will.
Okay.
I will.
I'm not reading it. No, I'm just kidding. I'll read it. I will. I was joking about that, but so I was an English teacher. I'm pretty well read.
Yeah.
And then I was in a book club with you guys. We met once a month, probably 10 books a year
Yeah.
for several years.
Yeah.
And then I moved to Maryland. I missed my book club so much, I started one there. And that was how I met some of my best friends as far as people I hung out with. And when you talked about social media, it's like I have to watch an entire series. I have to binge it and watch it all in 10 hours. And if, heaven forbid, it be a network show that's not coming on.
I know.
I watched a Law and Order episode last night that was really good. And they said, next episode, January 6th. I'm like, what? I forgot that they
know.
turned stuff
How-
off for Christmas.
how
There's
dare
like
you.
nothing. Like, that's 3 weeks. I'm going to totally forget everything you said. So I did go to the library a couple weeks ago, and I haven't started, but I got several books that because it's going to take me, I'm a fast reader, but it will take me 5 hours maybe to get through a book that would have been a 30-minute episode on somewhere.
I know.
Because of the description that you read
You
versus
can
see.
read that fast?
Wow, you are.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A
I would get.
savant of
I
some
get
sort.
really sleepy
No.
when I read. I mean, so I don't know if I could do that.
See, and I'm wondering if age plays a factor because, again, I said I've been in book clubs for 20 years almost, and I don't know if it does, but I get sleepy too. Although, am I just picking it up when I'm tired at the end of the night? So I want to dedicate maybe time in the morning.
But I think it does. It makes me sleepy. I don't know why. It just maybe it strains your eyes. Maybe I don't. Age probably has
and
a lot
I also
to do
like
with
to
it.
read 2 books at once.
Can't do that.
You
Don't
can't
do that.
See, I like one.
I know people that
I like
do.
one to be self-help or motivational, and then one to be escapism. Like
my
some
brain
sort of
just doesn't
story,
work that way. I would get lost.
like a
in-
mystery or a romance, whatever.
It's hard for me.
Some sort of story.
Yeah.
So and it depends on how I'm feeling at the moment of which I want to read, and which one's smaller to fit into my purse. But I have a big purse now, so it can be any book.
Okay.
At the end.
You have the Encyclopedia Britannica in your purse.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Encyclopedia Brown. Remember Encyclopedia
Oh.
Brown?
That was good too.
Yeah.
Early true crime.
Yeah. Yes, it was.
That's where it all began. I can trace it back.
Well, I'm on a side note about reading. I did this week something that my mom does a lot that I was like, what's the matter with you? I started reading a book, and about 4 pages in, I'm like, this sounds really familiar.
Oh,
I've read this before.
yeah.
Well, let's say it was a long
I'm glad
time
you
ago.
called it 4 pages in. It's taken me longer
Well,
than
it was
that
one
before.
of those things that I was like, well, that name is really, really unique.
Do I know someone with that name?
Well, another book I read had the same idea. And I'm like, oh my God, I've read this book. So
That's age too.
I know. God
That's
love
fun.
me. Surprise. Okay. So is there anything else you'd like to add about
for reading?
as to your reading goal?
No.
Okay, then give us a different one.
Oh, well, weight loss. Hi. Just putting it out there. I've probably resolved to lose a couple thousand pounds over the past 30 years. You know what I mean? Like I've always set these really big goals and then I end up, only losing 4 pounds and getting sad. So I gained 15. And that has not been a good plan as of yet. So I'm
Are you rethinking this?
I'm rethinking it. I don't know how far that thinking's going to go, but part of it this year is to get healthier. I'm 52, so I'm not like, oh my God, I have to weigh a certain amount. Like that's never been me anyway, but it's not like a certain number. I just want to feel better in general.
Yes.
So weight is going to play into that.
Just being more active and not necessarily worrying about
Right.
the pounds falling off.
Yeah.
Because they go hand in hand.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah, for sure. And it was always a number in the
Yes,
past,
and
and,
it's-
that didn't work.
you
So
want
what
it
should
instant?
the focus be this time?
Health.
Okay.
So part of mine is health, is acknowledging my own health and putting it on the front burner, I guess.
Well, I think that's wonderful. But also I think you do have to have some sort of measurement tool. So like,
Oh, for sure.
so whether it be,
Pant size? What are we saying?
yeah,
Yeah.
whether like waist side, like do like measurements like that.
I have a scale and I weigh myself. So when I say it's not about that, I weigh myself several times a week. I don't know why. No one's asking me to, and it's not changing drastically. And it's not like I look and go, ooh, I bet that number's really changed. That's not a thing. I don't know why I do other than but there has to be some accountability.
Absolutely.
And I don't want to be surprised one day when it's been a couple of months and I said, well, I didn't see that coming, So I think that's why I do it. But
Okay.
so for the scale, I would weigh myself for that reason, but not
Okay.
because I'm
No,
necessarily feel like I have to hit a certain number or
no.
whatever.
Okay. Well, however Kim and I can help you, just let us know.
Okay.
Because we'll bug the hell out of you. We'll
You already do, but
sneak into
other
your house and
reasons.
steal things out of your cabinet that we don't think you should be eating.
They're hidden
I know.
and the kids know where they are. So
no.
that's, yeah,
And they're not hidden.
that didn't work out.
Well, then we're all in.
So, okay, good.
Okay. We'll check back in with you.
Yeah.
One goal that I had, I've been probably for the last month, I haven't been able to write anything. And when you say that you're a writer and then you don't write anything, sometimes that is a little bit of a
Fraud.
disconnect.
No, just kidding.
I'm
I don't know why
committing
I yelled
writing
that.
fraud is
Yeah.
what I am. So I need to be disciplined in doing something every day. So I am asking myself to write every day 500 words or more. So that's not very many. It's only like a half a page.
Yeah.
But
Seems
it's-
like a lot.
But really, it's more, I wanted to give myself a number, but it's really more about forcing myself to sit down in front of a blank page.
Yeah.
Because I will scroll through
Right.
anything.
Do you give yourself a topic? I mean, like,
Well, there's writing prompts that you can
Okay.
generate.
Sometimes, yeah.
Or you just, sometimes it just,
or
you
just write what you feel.
You just start.
Yeah.
And
Right.
just, even if you've got nothing to say, you write about how you have nothing to say until something
Okay.
comes up. But I've been like paralyzed. Like I've done nothing for a month.
I know that feeling.
And I feel horrible about myself. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to get any better if I don't do it.
I don't know that you need to feel horrible about yourself. No one was injured or maimed in the non-making of these words. So
That's the pressure.
I think you
put
can
on
let
yourself.
that go. And you've written some very funny, poignant things in the past year that I didn't know
had
you had it in you.
Yeah, me neither.
No,
So
she's a very good writer.
she is. And it's kind of making me mad.
And that's why I do it.
And I will say that I'm a little jealous. And that is the best compliment someone can give me, is that they're jealous, because I always think no one wants what I have. So if someone is jealous of something, I'm like, thank you. You know, I don't say, oh, don't be. I'm like, can you write that down or put it on at
some
social
people
media?
I have it on a t-shirt.
Yeah. I
Yes.
just don't have like, I think I'm creative in certain ways, but writing isn't one of them. I mean, maybe I am. It's just something that I've never, I don't know.
It's not interested.
I don't feel like I'm probably not a good, that's how I look at it as.
Right.
I'm not some English literature whiz, and that's never really been one of my strong suits.
But if you didn't try, how do you know?
I know.
And that's just it. I think this past year, I mean, the whole COVID thing has been nothing but horribleness for the past 2 years. But if I had to find something good about it, it's that it made me reevaluate the time that I have and how am I using my time, and why not try something new, and why not me? I mean, I see other people do stuff and I'm like, I mean, it's good. It's not great, but
Hey,
they're
that's
doing
really
it. And I'm
put-
like,
Yes.
doing that.
That's one of my goals, is to get to the doing.
Yeah.
And I have wasted this past year, not to brag, like the COVID, being stuck, all of that, because one of my goals is to finally write the book that I've said for several years that I'm going to write. And it hasn't happened. I even had someone reach out to me after something else just a little story I wrote online. And a few people said, you should write a book, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, I keep thinking it, but I'm not doing it. And then someone said, I help people write books. I would like to help you. I didn't follow up.
Yeah,
I think
that
my
was kind
fear
your
of
push.
failure
Yeah,
is-
it is. You don't want
I
to be
know.
vulnerable.
I know.
You
didn't
don't
tell
want to
me
be
that.
vulnerable.
It's a secret. Well, it's not a secret. It's on a very well-known website. But
Okay.
I don't know if it's a fear of failure. I don't know.
It's hard.
It's hard. I have to do it, and apparently that's an issue. So I didn't write my book. I didn't find the job that I need to find. Like all these things that I had the time and the lack of distraction, and it didn't happen. So those things are goals, but I feel like my bigger goal is the follow through
Yeah.
on
Or
anything.
is to find out why you don't want to.
That's what I was dive deep into.
Yeah.
What is
I think it's fear of failure, of not being good enough.
yeah.
No, that's
kind of
something.
you get used
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
you
It's a
get
little
used to
something.
the pattern that you're in, and
Right.
why like rock the boat, like why change things up. That kind.
Yeah. Yes.
Why put yourself out there?
Yeah.
What if I get rejected? Well, it's not like you haven't been, but so I don't kn- like I say I'm not afraid of this or that, or like I don't care what people think, and then I'm like, what if people don't like it?
Yeah.
So you do, and it's okay. I think everybody does.
Yeah.
And I should say you haven't done nothing over this past year. One of the
no.
things you've done is help me start what I wanted to do, because I took this online thing and then it said you need a website, you need a presence online, you need all. I don't know how to do that, and guess who does? Old social media Tracy over here, and
That's what they call me.
That's what it.
It's one of the many names they call
It
me.
wasn't the name I was thinking of, but yes.
I'm glad you went with that one. The other ones are
But
less.
no, you help me set up, just navigate the part that I don't get, but
Right.
it's a necessary evil of wanting your things. I mean, you want to write and you want people to read it. So
Right.
that's kind of part of it that you have to do that. And you
All
helped me
right.
with that. So you did a good
Yeah,
job. You
thanks.
did do that.
Thanks.
Now start writing your damn book.
Okay, don't yell at me.
Okay. Maybe we can write our books together.
No, I don't want
Okay,
to.
we're not.
Okay, no, I will. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
She just said no. Okay, Kim, you want to share another goal for 2022?
So this is kind of a personal goal, and we don't have to, I mean, I don't know. So I'm just going to share it. Because I feel like, I'm talking to people that listen that I know, but then I'm talking to strangers that are like, okay, I need to dive into my source of anxiety and fears about things that I'm insecure about. I'll just put a couple out there. I have an overwhelming fear of death that I need to kind of get to the root of it because it does affect my well-being.
Okay.
Right.
And I also have an overwhelming fear of being comfortable in my own skin and being able to voice an opinion or a belief without fear of being judged.
Okay.
So, and this one stems with my spirituality and my faith. And I don't want to get too heavy into this podcast, but I'm Catholic, and Catholic faith has really taken some hits the past couple years with different belief systems, with judgment, with acceptance.
Absolutely.
And I have felt ashamed that I'm not more vocal in what I really feel, in fear of that old Catholic guilt.
Yeah.
So, and it does affect my well-being.
Okay.
Doesn't, not where it, so just like my mental health well-being. So that, I don't know if it's therapy. I don't know if it's reading more. I don't know if it's being open more and talking with people about it more, but that's like a huge goal of mine because I think overall it will affect just my overall happiness
And the people
and
around
contentness.
you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And content.
Well, I think that goes hand in hand with your reading. You can
Yes.
always read. Like Tracy loves to read two things at the one time and show off. Like you could be reading one thing, a spirituality book, or like something, a psychology book.
I could do that.
I want to work with you on it. One of my things that on my list to do is to be a life coach.
Oh my
I
God.
have such a vast life experience for my 52 years, and I have a great perspective. And I self-admitted about 10 minutes ago, applying it to myself, not so good. But I am a helper by nature.
You are. Oh, you're a helper and
and
nurturer.
many
You
of
really
those
are.
things that you said are right in my wheelhouse. So,
Oh my gosh,
But I
just solved
need-
this.
we could start meeting without her. No,
But she could be the objective because Rachel just says it like it is.
she does.
It looks
like a very
I
good
try to
thing.
soften it a little bit.
No.
And
No, I need the
I know.
tough love.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm not gonna, so let's
yeah.
put it on. We can.
It's just a hidden, like everybody kind of like portrays
Yeah.
what they are on the outside. And not that I'm this miserable human being, but
No.
there are so many things that I keep inside and that I fear and that I worry about that I'm like, how freeing would it be?
To release that.
But those
To
are hard
release
things to bring
some of
up
that.
in conversation at lunch. If you didn't make the statement, these are the things I want to talk about. Like if we're sitting at Panera or wherever and you drop that on us, we're going to be like, what the heck? But if you say, let's, because we go to lunch a couple times a month. If you say, let's go to lunch and we know that's on the agenda, then we come ready to talk about that.
And by the way, we won't be going to Panera because they quit serving the salad that Tracy likes the most.
For real. It's so sad. It was
We
the
can't-
Asian. It was delicious.
We can't talk about it. It's too new, too
Still
fresh.
go, but I'm not happy about it.
It's too soon. Too
It
soon.
is. Well, Kim, I think all of those things that you're talking about, writing, journaling about it, talking about it, reading about it, meditating, whatever you need to do, all of those things together will definitely help.
Yeah.
And
And it's just
acknowledging
doing
is
it.
the first.
And obviously, I'm very good at telling somebody, well, you need to do this and you need to
Right.
do that. And with my kids, with anything, here's a book and I need to do it.
Yes.
I need to take the advice and I need to do it. So,
Okay.
Absolutely.
Well, we'll help.
all right.
That's exciting.
You're a helper, Tracy. What else you got
I
going
am a
on
helper.
in 2022?
Organize my closet. there's a meme that says I just spent the last 20 minutes doing whatever task that I've been avoiding for 6 months. that is me in my closet.
That's where I come into play. Ooh, I like to get in and clean and straighten and organize.
Come on over.
Is your closet like you open it and everything like falls in on you?
No, it doesn't fall in on me. And it's a big closet. I mean, you can walk in and it's got lots of hanging, and there's some
Oh, I love purging too.
things. Okay.
Me too.
I do. I am a professional purger.
And then the Christmas gifts get thrown in there.
Yes.
And then rando items that I don't have a spot for get put in there. And then, yeah. So let's do that, because
and
I look at it and I say, where's that shirt? Turn off the light, close the door, and I go about my business.
Okay. So is it kind of like a Marie Kondo? Is that her name? Kondo?
Yes.
You want to
hold
condo?
it, see if it brings me joy.
Sparking things?
Yes.
I don't think people realize, and I clean houses for a living, and I clean and I don't judge people's clutter. I don't judge people's
would.
like,
You would
totally
judge
would.
this. I'm going to
No,
send you a picture later. I'm judging myself.
100%. I would judge. I do not judge that at all. What I do know is I might not be like down on my hands and knees scrubbing and cleaning my house, whatever. I am really, and it causes anxiety. I don't like clutter. And I don't like, I like to purge. I like to just get things organized and just have things be neat and not perfect and not like overly, not Marie Kondo,
Yeah.
But I'm very big on, does this serve a purpose? No, get rid of it. That kind of thing. And it makes you, whether you believe it or not, it makes you feel lighter.
Oh,
It
it
does.
clears your
It
space to help you
clears
clear your mind.
space, and it just, when you walk into a place, like I think about when I clean for people, they're coming home from work or they're coming home and their house is entirely clean. Like that has to be such a wonderful, I mean, they pay for it, but
It is worth it.
it makes them feel better.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah. So I've clean my closet. It's still 2 weeks before the new year. I could technically
you
get this
could. What
done
you need to
before
do
then.
is you need
but
to
I put it
tear
in for a
everything out of
year-long
it.
task. It's ridiculous.
no, you need to tear everything out of it and then just slowly put it all
One
back
inch at a
together.
time.
Yep.
Yes, it's one bite, but 1 inch at a time needs something different.
That elephant in your closet. Don't.
I'm not.
Don't.
Well, dang it.
Tracy.
Sorry.
Is that one of your New
That's
Year's
what she said?
resolutions? Yes.
To say that's what she said less often?
Yes.
I can't.
Oh my God. Okay. So is there anything else about your closet?
Nope, that's all I've got on
Okay.
that. Sorry, Kim.
You guys are crazy.
My armpits are sweaty.
Okay. One thing that I wrote down as a goal for 2022, and this is one of those things that, like you said, would take 2 seconds to actually do, but for some reason it overwhelms me, and I don't know why. That's to reach out to some friends that maybe I'm friends with on social media, but I haven't talked to them or seen them in real life for a crazy amount of time. Like I have some friends like from college that I swear we saw each other maybe the first 2 or 3 years after college. I haven't seen them since they've had their kids, and their kids are now in college.
Right.
And I've not called and talked to them. And I'm like, I don't know what keeps me from doing that. It's just, I think the more time that goes by, the harder it seems like, hey, sorry, I haven't talked to you in 20 years.
What's
I'm
new?
not that busy. But there's just a handful of people that I need to reach out to and just do a better job of really connecting with, as opposed to just looking on social media and seeing that they've
That's
No,
exciting.
and it just,
I don't know,
interpersonal human contact,
Real human
talking. I mean,
contact.
that's good stuff.
and there's at least 5. I tried to put a number on it because I saw so at least 5 people. So
Wow.
if you know me and you're listening and you haven't heard from me in 20 years, watch out. I could be calling you at any time.
I would be a little scared to get that call, not just from you, but from anyone. I had a reunion this summer from the bar that I worked at in college, and 2 of my kids went with me, and it was so fun though. Everybody's fat and old, I mean, it was just fun.
But it's
to see
just to
everybody
relive memories.
There were so many like one-liners that you didn't know you remembered.
Yes.
And somebody would say something and you laugh like a hyena because you're like, oh my God.
Oh yeah, that.
So
and
that
it's
was
just,
really
that's just so
fun.
good for your soul.
It
too.
is. It was so much fun.
So yeah, I need to reach out.
No, that's good. That's really good. I think that I feel that way, not necessarily like from people that I haven't spoke to in 20 years. I feel like that that I kind of maybe just, I think you grow, your kids get older, they're not in the same circles. They go, when they get in college, and you kind of lose those friendships.
Right.
And I think that I'm bad at that. about,
Maintaining
reconnecting.
that,
Yes,
yeah.
maintaining it or just checking in. Checking in and making sure that, hey, at least once a month or once every 6 weeks, we're going to talk or we're going to go to
it's not
lunch.
that I'm
or,
not thinking about them, so I really don't know what the big deal is about
I know,
dialing
it's
the
just
phone.
life gets
Right.
in the way.
I don't like talking on the phone.
What if they
I
want to
don't-
like talk to you
I'm not a
regularly?
big talker
then?
on the phone
Is that a
either.
good or a bad thing?
That would be fine, but I would rather just, what I'm thinking is I was trying to get some of the people that are kind of in the same circle. I was thinking of trying to make some sort of in-person reunion, like
Well,
have
yeah,
everyone come
yeah.
here for a weekend or go someplace fun but now that the kids are older, maybe it will be easier. But 15 years ago, everybody had a million activities
know.
with their kids and no one could go anywhere.
Right.
So maybe now is the right time. Maybe I waited on purpose.
It was all a
It's
plan.
just the energy to
Part
do
of
it. It's
my
taking the
plan.
energy to do it.
It was that
Yes.
resolution you made 15 years ago. It's finally coming to fruition.
Okay, so yes, I'm going to start reaching out. So watch out. Can we have any more?
I don't know if anybody else has any more.
Tracy has to have another one.
I don't think I do.
Oh my gosh,
I
your
had a, I
closet
just
was-
I came up,
My
like
closet really ranks.
yeah, I had a hard time. Like I thought we'd kind
Yeah,
of put
5
this
was
out
hard.
like, hey, 5 goals, and I just think that it's unreal. Sometimes it's unrealistic.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
I have a goal that maybe we could call our goal.
Okay.
I like to make goals for other people.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
good at that. I think our goal should be learning how to market our podcast effectively. Because
Okay.
guess what? I don't know anything about it. We do this, and I think we're delightful. We just are. You just can't help but love
I don't know
us.
if I want to argue with you, but it's our podcast. So then I feel like that's not a good idea.
It's counterproductive.
Okay. I won't do it.
But I really, other than us sitting in my attic, and maybe your kids listening,
It's the studio. Thank you. When we're here for this.
For crying out loud, we even have a media guy sitting here.
engineer.
Engineer, we do. We have an engineer filming us right now. I mean,
Sound-
kind of a big deal. I'm
Okay, we
just going to
are
say.
a big deal, but I feel as though no one knows how much they should know what a big deal we are.
Okay.
I feel like we're not telling enough people how great we are.
Okay.
And I don't know how to reach them, and I don't know what to do. So I feel like there has to be a way to learn more about podcasting in general and marketing it. So maybe we all could do that, or maybe we should just tell Tracy she has to do it.
Anyway, I think we need to find a podcasting convention somewhere warm. I mean, I'm just saying.
Well, now you're on to something.
I mean, there's
And
all
we'll read a book about it and make
there's
it a
all sorts
twofer.
of things. There's all sorts.
And
of
then
things
I'll write
we
a
can
book
do.
about us going.
Correct.
Okay. Well, then we've wrapped it all up there.
And I'll be skinny while I do it. Okay, there. Now it's all wrapped up.
Now it's all. Okay. So the other part of what I wanted to do today, those were excellent goals, by the way. I'm proud of you guys because it's no fun to think about things that you.
No, and I
Can you be
love
proud
that-
of us for not doing anything? All we literally did was say what we're going to
But
do.
you know what I love, and I think this is why the three of us connect the way we do. Each of us had a goal that the other one was like, but I'll help with that. Oh, I'm good at that. I'll do that, and I'll be your life coach. I'll organize your closet. That kind of it's
helps.
it's neat how that worked out. I mean, that's just my little.
We're just good people.
Yeah. Do we have time for my pop culture?
Absolutely. What we need to talk about are things that we're looking forward to in 2022, and we're going to start with Kim's pop culture. Look into the future.
I'm going against everything that I just said. These are all
the shows she's not going to watch.
that I cannot wait for.
It's not 24 hours.
I know.
Come
so
on.
I did a little dive last night, and I only went with one streaming service. No disrespect to all the 20
Hulu.
streaming services, but I like Netflix the most because instant gratification. Netflix doesn't play around. They just put it out there, and you
Thank
can
you.
binge if you want to.
Yes.
So I'm telling you what, 2022 is a big year for Netflix.
Let's hear it.
Big year. And I'm hoping that the ones that I share are everybody's favorites as well. So Ozark.
Yes.
That's the one I'm looking the most forward to. Part 1 of season 4, which is their last season. So they're going to do like maybe 14 or 15 episodes, but they're dividing it in 2 parts. So the first part is January 21st. Like that's soon.
Oh no, I haven't even finished the first.
And we
season.
talk about this all the time. Binge. Just do it. Just do it.
And I love Jason Bateman.
It's the best show out there. Okay. Stranger Things. I'm a huge Stranger Things.
I watched the first season, but then I lost it.
But you know what? It takes a while every season to kind of get
Okay.
it, and it flows. But this summer, so
Okay.
And then just for the sappy Hallmark ladies and gentlemen out there, Virgin Rivers coming again. I
love Virgin Rivers.
They're really on that
The second
recording.
season was really hokey, but I was there
Yes.
for it anyway.
I love it. I don't know.
No idea what you're talking about.
Oh, Rachel.
It's not about
Bridgerton?
virgins. It's
Please,
just the
did
name
you
of
watch
the place.
Bridgerton?
No.
Oh, you got to watch that because it's a, what did they, I'm having
It's
really
a
hard.
prequel?
No, it's
It's a period piece.
a period piece, but a lighthearted period piece. Okay. And
Is it pornographic like Bridgerton?
that's what Bridgerton is. Yes. I'm talking about Bridgerton.
Oh, I thought you were talking about whatever.
Oh, Virgin River's not pornographic.
No, it's just the name of it.
Bridgerton. No,
No, but
Bridgerton.
it's got a cute guy.
Bridgerton. Heck yeah. It gets a little saucy. But so
Although
that
Bridgerton, the guy's not coming back, right?
he's not, but they've got some other, I
he
mean,
was
they've-
really cute.
He was the
I
one.
know he was.
I might try. I'll see.
Okay, and then for those guilty pleasures out there, the kids of the 70s and 80s, Cobra Kai is back. Now that's actually December 31st. So Karate Kid, Cobra Kai. I mean, seriously,
You could bring in the new year.
the same.
watching-
And Joe and I, my husband and I was like, we just gave it a try like early this year. Best thing we could have ever done. It's just guilty pleasure entertainment. And it's got Ralph Macchio. It's got the guy that plays John. I mean, they're all in it. It's ridiculous. It's so good. Okay.
I'll give it a try.
So movies.
Yes.
This was a weird one to Google because I'm so out of touch. I'm not a really big Marvel person, but I'm telling you that's all that's premiering. But there's some good ones in there. So Batman, if you're into the Batmans, Robert Pattinson from the Twilight, he's the new Batman.
That seems
I
like a
won't go-
stretch.
I won't
but
go
okay.
and see it. But the new Spider-Man, which that's the Marvel one that I like the best.
That's coming out like in December, right?
What? Yeah, no, I think it's like in January. I mean,
Okay.
it could be, but Zendaya,
Yeah.
Tom Holland,
Yeah.
yeah. So that's going to be a good one. Then Top Gun. I don't care. I think at a time I would have gone and seen it.
Yeah.
That kept getting pushed
That
back.
was
and
before the
pushed back
couch
and pushed
jump on
back.
Oprah.
I'd probably watch it if I could watch it at home. And then one that I found, the guy that Buzz Larman, he did Moulin Rouge, and I guess he's like a really eccentric director, whatever. He is doing an Elvis biopic, and I thought of you, Tracy. Tom Hanks is in it. He doesn't play Elvis.
you scared.
No, but
Tom
but
Hanks
the
as
guy
Elvis.
that's in it, I don't know his name, but anyways, and when I read about it, it looked very interesting.
Okay.
So that's kind of, and then I think a new Jurassic Park, and like all
I
these,
never got into the dinosaurs, but I can try.
all these other things.
The first one was good. That's all I
Yeah,
got to see.
it's the Batman that's coming out. The one that I just saw last night that Will Ferrell is the Joker in an upcoming Batman. I mean, Batman, right? That's Joker.
No,
right?
I don't
Right
know.
series. Yeah,
I don't know.
I just saw that. So
I think
don't
you
know.
made that up.
Jack, do you know anything about the new Batman?
Tracy's starting new rumors about Will Ferrell being in Batman.
Well, because it said Will Ferrell is starring in the new Batman. I'm like, well,
maybe
okay, he could not be Batman. And then I
He would
read
be
and
a-
it says he's
I
the
would think
Joker,
he'd
and
be
I'm
the
like,
Joker,
okay,
too.
maybe.
I didn't.
Him in that skin tight suit.
I was like, that is really a stretch.
With
I
the
am
fro.
not. Yes. I was like, they have really pulled
can't
some
figure
bad
out
ones
who
out in
he
the
is.
past. So I am not for that.
And then lastly, concerts. So this year started, like
they're
people
coming back.
and I wanted to like kind of hit all genres. Country really never stopped. I don't think they ever thought really probably COVID was a big deal. So, Thomas Rhett and Luke Bryan and all those guys, Chris Stapleton, they're all touring next year as they always do. Harry Styles just ended his US World Tour.
Beautiful.
Yes, but for next year, two big ones, and I know the ladies, Justin Bieber,
Yes.
which I have tickets to, and I'm going to, and Shawn Mendes.
Nice.
Okay.
So those are two people that have not toured.
Okay.
Justin Bieber especially, but Shawn Mendes hasn't toured since his last album.
Right.
So COVID kept
Kim
him
and
out
I
of the
did
game.
see Shawn Mendes with our girls when they were younger, when Shawn was like 16 and stood in one spot and did not move.
Before he had the nice biceps and all that stuff.
Yeah, he hadn't really had leg day then.
Isn't he 12? What are you guys even talking about, Shawn
He's
Mendes?
like 20
He's
something.
22, I think.
He's legal.
Oh, he's legal. And he's single. He's ready to mingle.
think
Yeah,
they're-
him and Cabela broke up.
Okay.
So-
Breaking news. The only thing that I will add to that I just found out that I'm going to get to do in 2022 that is a bucket list item for me is in March, Sam, my son, and Lillian and I are going to see John Mulaney.
Nice.
Where is he coming here?
No, he's
I
in
wouldn't-
Cincinnati.
He's
not bad.
delightful.
Well, I've got a beef with him now because up until this point I
I
was
know.
down and then the whole drug thing, and he kind of went off the deep end. And
Well,
then
he went to
came,
rehab.
and then
Okay,
he
then he
came
got
back,
divorced.
and then he got
I
divorced,
know,
and then he
but
got
he was
with
a
that
drug
one lady.
addict at the time.
What was the lady's
Olivia
name?
Wilde. No, that's
Yeah.
Harry Styles. Olivia Munn.
Yeah.
And
Olivia
now he's
Munn.
expecting a kid, but now they're not together.
Okay, he's literally a comedian. Like, you're putting him against Carrot Top. I think he's okay. Like, what?
No, I'm not saying he's not funny. I'm just saying
No, but I mean,
Get
like,
your crap
his
together,
lifestyle.
John. That's what I feel like. Get your crap
Yeah.
together.
I love him.
I do love him and I want the best for him, but he's not putting his best foot forward so far. So I'm hoping big things from this.
I think he will deliver. He I've loved him for several years, and Zach, I got him tickets to see him in Baltimore several years ago, and last minute surprise, Pete Davidson came on and did the show with him.
Well, and look at Pete Davidson now. He's like,
I know.
he's like
He's
big
a
time.
Kardashian.
I know.
Yeah,
So yeah, so my big 2022 is that I get to go see
that's
John
fun.
Mulaney.
He's
That's
hilarious.
That's awesome to have like a big thing to.
And I'm pretty sure he and I will become best friends.
is Rob not invited? It's just you and the
You know,
kids.
Rob didn't want to go. He's like, it's right before I go to Vegas that's when he
Oh,
goes to lose all
that's
his
Vegas money. Never
yeah,
mind.
that's Vegas money. He wants to go and lose all his money on the NCAA tournament and not on John Mulaney. So the kids and I are going.
Fun.
Rob
Fun.
usually does well. He had an off year last year. I'm going to stand up for him. That's all I'm saying. Yes, he does.
She's okay. Then I'll let you deal with the fallout, the sad Vegas fallout. All right. Well, I think that what we've done here is good, kids. I think that we have really set a clear path for what our 2022 is going to look like.
Hopefully, we gave others listening some inspiration and to be easy on yourself.
If the closet gets finished, I'll post
Be
before and
easy on
after
yourself.
photos on the website.
It's a goal, but it doesn't have to be done in 24 hours.
And it's baby steps.
Yeah,
And celebrate those small steps.
exactly. Just embrace a new year.
Okay.
Words of wisdom. Honestly, embrace a new year.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes. So we're all going to go and embrace our new year. And we wish you a very happy new year. And we look forward to seeing you next time on Up for Grabs.
Thank you.